In this video, we will be talking about question 5. And question 5, it is multiple choice. You're going to be choosing the graphs that are one-to-one. I'm going to leave that to you, but I want to have a discussion about what one-to-one means. All right, so not all functions have inverse functions. Yes, you can switch the ordered pairs around, but is that new set in fact a function? Right? So the functions that have inverse functions are what we call one-to-one. Functions that have inverse functions are called one-to-one. Just some vocabulary. And then how on earth could you tell if a function has an inverse function by looking at its graph? How can we tell if a function has an inverse function simply by looking at the graph? All right, so remember, we do have a way to quickly see if a graph itself is a function, and that was the vertical line test. The horizontal line test will say if that function has an inverse. So here's your question and answer. The horizontal, that's a Z, line test. All right, so let's do a couple quick examples. I'm going to do 2. All right. This is a function. I can see that because it's passing the vertical line test. All vertical lines intersect this curve only once. It is in fact a function. Does it have an inverse? Is this function one-to-one? So you just imagine horizontal lines, and if they are intersecting once and only once, it's passing. This passes the horizontal line test. So what does that mean? F inverse exists. Since f of x passes the horizontal line test, f of x is what we call one-to-one. And why do we care about that? That means f inverse exists. It has an inverse function. Let's do one more example. How about this? We can even give the name of this guy. How about that's -2? This thing is a function. It passes the vertical line test. but it fails the horizontal line test. Any horizontal line that intersects more than once is a fail. So since F, I'll write it, y equals, we're comfortable with function notation. I want to use the function notation here because I want to use the inverse function notation. Since f of x fails the horizontal line test, f of x is not what we call one-to-one. All right. What does that mean? That means f inverse doesn't exist. The inverse is not a function. Yes, you can switch ordered pairs, but it's not a function. I'll just say does not exist. All right. So I know you can select the functions that pass the horizontal line test for question 5, but I just wanted to provide a little richer discussion on what the heck do we mean by this word, or really this adjective here, one-to-one. What does it mean for a function to be one-to-one? It means that that function passes the horizontal line test. It means that that function has an inverse. Thank you for watching.